And Jimmy also points to a correct thing, which is the Pentagon did just fail its fucking audit. You know, we don't really talk about that. Like $100 billion, they have no idea what it is.
Every year.
Yeah.
They fail it every year.
Right.
It's a congressionally mandated audit. Every other government agency is able to get through their audit.
There you go.
And the Pentagon, there you go, fails its audit for the 5th time.
There's no consequences to this either. They're getting more money than ever.
And it's
what
like,
are you spending it on?
It's not even close. It's not like they're off by a few pennies.
Yeah.
It's by like a few trillions or something. It's like, yeah, and everyone's just like, yeah.
Where do you think that money's
This
gone?
is fine.
That's a great question.
There you
Where'd it
go.
go?
Representing $7 trillion in assets.
That's what we spent on the war on terror, just so people know. The entire GWAT was $7 trillion, and that's what's missing.
I'm reading the sentence wrong.
Right.
The $7 trillion is the part they were able to give a clean bill of financial.
okay.
That was only 39%. It was actually much more than $7 trillion.
Oh my God.
So 40% is $7 trillion, then we'll double it.
Quite a system we
Okay,
have
so yeah,
here.
we're talking about like almost $9 trillion. That's more than we spent on the entire GWAT. Our entire economy is $15 trillion. I want people to let that sink in.
But we can't have health care. That'd be too much. It costs too much. Can't
No
do
universal basic income.
Can't
we can't
do
afford it.
Yeah, we can't afford that.
Where's
shit.
that money going, though?
Who knows? I read once that they have one of the largest HR systems in the entire world. And I was like, on what? You know, like, what are they spending that on? A lot of it, look, I have no idea. That's the point. Even with terms of Ukraine, this is a great media episode. CBS News did a whole documentary about how many of the weapons that we were sending to Ukraine were not making it to the front line, which is bullshit, right? Because if we're going to take all these weapons, I would at least hope a Ukrainian soldier is using it to protect his own life. Literally, the day after that documentary went live, he had to delete it. CBS News retracted it and said, no, actually, the situation has changed. It's not true. That report was out of context. We're going to reissue it.
It was out of date. They said it was out of date.
They said it was out of date.
And then,
and they were talking about the vast majority of the arms we were sending to Ukraine weren't getting there. Also, we have no audit. We have no way to independently verify anything that we send to Ukraine is actually being used by Ukraine in the way that we want it to.
How much money have we sent over there?
In terms of how much we've actually spent,
military aid or overall.
If you want to look it up, Jamie, it's called like Der Kegel or something like that. There's a tracker that does country by country and breaks it by economic, financial, and military. I believe we have sent approximately between 25 and 30 billion. We have an extra 70 billion appropriated to Ukraine. Here's another crazy thing, because we actually read these laws